That's the first thing I ever ran for. And that was after having been part of this community for over 30 years and having served in the Navy all over the world and come back here and wanting to be involved in my community. And then I was elected in a countywide office, and I've been the state's attorney here, gone through a couple election cycles. And I will tell you, even in 2008, when President Obama was running, you did not see this type of energy. You did not see this type of activism. You did not see this type of concern and commitment that people here on a Saturday night, when you could be at home, watching Netflix or doing something else, whatever it is you like to do. You are here involved in this, willing to sacrifice your time, your energy, because you are concerned about your country. You're concerned about your country and about what it is that we stand for and what it is that we value and what it is that Southern Illinois stands for and what everybody in this room, I think, believes in. And I'm so excited to see that this type of unity. I will say I have 3 people in the room that were all going to be my opponents, and now they're all working for the campaign. So Dean is back there. Thank you, Dean. Chris is running now for treasurer. Adam King is leading the cause here in terms of our volunteer efforts and our field efforts. He's doing a great job, and that's exactly what we're talking about. That's what we need. And I know that I am the imperfect vessel and messenger of all your hopes and your dreams for this particular district and for this country, because of what we believe in. Because we believe in what the Constitution says. We believe in what the founders said, and that we have to live up to those ideals. We believe that every single human being is created equally, and they should be treated equally under the law, regardless of their race, regardless of their gender, regardless of their sexual orientation, regardless of who it is they worship or if they choose not to, regardless of who they love. We believe they have the same rights as everybody else under the law. And that's what this party is about, and that's what everybody in this room is about. We also believe in that health care is one of those rights. It is an absolute human right to be able to have access to health care. Now, one of the things that I was recently told that was kind of humorous, I got to meet Paul Begala, who is a political consultant. He said, God gave us family so we didn't have to fight with strangers. And that's what a primary is all about, and that's what we've been through. But when it comes to health care, another thing that he said I think that was really interesting was an African proverb. If you want to get there fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we have to go together when it comes to health care. We also have to protect Social Security, which is part of the social safety network that was put in place, that we learned after World War II and after the Great Depression, that we have to have these basic standards of living for our fellow human beings in this country. Those social safety networks like Social Security, access to health care, Medicare, those are things that we all believe in. Those are things that are absolutely part of what we stand for. And the guy I'm running against, he voted to take health care away from 38,000 people in this district. And that's more people than we have in some of the counties, in the 12 counties that I'm running in. And that's not about Democrat or Republican. That's just math. Those are just the numbers. By the way, I think everybody else, I hope in this room, you also believe in science. And that we should make decisions based on scientific evidence. And we shouldn't distort policy and disregard science. And then we have to have clean water, we have to have clean air, and then we have to have an environmental justice for places like East St. Louis and Cairo. And we see the huge potential for economic development there in those communities. That's what we have to fight for, that's what we believe in. But we also believe not just in environmental justice and social justice, but we also believe in economic justice. And we see that it's become worse than ever, the growing disparities between those at the top and those that are in the thinning middle class and those that are the poorest of the poor. It is getting worse and worse and worse. And rather than doing something about that, what the people in power now have done is they've just put the pedal to the metal and they are accelerating off the cliff. And that will destroy our democracy. And you see it, what they're trying to do to organized labor. Organized labor is absolutely going to be a key to our success because it is a key to America's success. We would not have any middle class, we would not have a democracy, we wouldn't have any standard of living if it was not for organized labor. We have to support organized labor, we have to fight our power with them, and we have to do that together. Amen. We have to do that because that consolidation of power in the hands of fewer and fewer people, the economic power which is being consolidated by big Wall Street banks, by the big pharmaceutical companies, they're doing it, by the telecom communication folks, that they set your cable bill, you're not going to have a choice. Not going to have a choice. We believe in competition in this country, right? We believe in competition. And what the other side has done is allowed power, economic power, in so many parts of our economy to be consolidated in the hands of fewer and fewer people, because that's what they believe works. They believe that our country works when it's every man for himself. I believe, and I think everybody in this room believes, and I think people in Southern Illinois believe, that we have an obligation to each other, that we have a duty to take care of each other, that we all are part of this grand experiment. And this grand experiment is not going to work much longer if we don't end Citizens United, if we don't get the money out of politics. I believe in public financing of campaigns. That's the way it should be done. That's the way it's done in real democracies. And we're supposed to be the best democracy in the world. We have to implement that here too. That is part of what everybody in this room believes. And you talk to anybody who's Democrat or Republican, whatever their view is on this issue or that, when you talk about the money in politics, there is an absolute consensus in this country that it is corrupting our democratic process, that has corrupted the redistricting process, that it has corrupted the policy outcomes that we see in this country, and it is not serving the people of Southern Illinois. That's what we believe in. Those are the things that we are all united behind. Those are the things that we have to continue to be able to fight for. And let me say one last thing. There are things that we are angry about, that we are motivated in large part to because of what we are angry about. Because we're very concerned and angry about what we see happening to our country, and that it is tearing itself apart. And we still believe that this is the best country in the world, but we see what's happening and we're angry about it. And that's a good motivator to action. That's an important thing. You should act on that. I frankly think we should have maybe more Bible tweets, especially the ones about Jesus going in the temple and flipping the tables over. That's what this part is all about. Righteous anger. But we have to turn that anger that is there among the people of Southern Illinois and in this country. We have to turn that into positive action. And I don't want to steal from a future thing that we're going to do, but on May the 4th, I'm sure this is the kind of crowd that loves Star Wars, all right? Okay? I can tell this is a Star Wars crowd. We're going to be doing some tweets and some social media a little bit about May the 4th, which is May the 4th be with you. Everybody knows that. It's a cool thing to do on May 4th. One of the quotes that I saw the other night when I was watching The Last Jedi with my son was a great line from that movie. We're going to win not by fighting what we hate, but by saving what we love. And that's how we're going to win. That's what this party is. Thank you all for